Do you ever think anyone would notice if I was gone?
Are you suicidal or something?
I'm serious. Like, if I just disappeared or something? Vanished, ceased to exist, crumpled into matter.
I can give you a number to call for that. Saw him on the evangelical commercial.
Why are you still watching commercials?
You might have the answer to your question soon.
Shut up.
You look like a twat with those gloves on.
Yeah, well, Mom has a nose like a Doberman. She's always checking my nails.
What, did you hear that from King of the Hill?
You think you're king of the hill.
You're high. Oh, did you tell Mom about your exhibit?
No, not really.
When is it, March?
2 months, December.
Shit.
I also may or may not be going back to Brooklyn.
What do you mean by that?
Like, I might stay with Mom for a while.
Are you some kind of masochist? Last time you were back here was since Pratt.
I could stay with you.
Like hell you could.
Are you sad your kids won't remember Dad?
Yeah. I am, but they'll always hear about him.
I wish I couldn't remember.
You don't mean it like that.
Yeah, well, you weren't there when it happened.
Oh, sorry, we're coming.
Sorry about that.
Oh, I'm such a mess. Father, you remember Kathryn?
Yes, it's been a while. Not since Maxwell's funeral 2 years ago.
We are always meeting at funerals these days.
The Lord welcomes all of us in heaven. I'm sure Maxwell is taken care of, but it's good to remember him this way. You know, the way he used to be.
Hello, Father Linus. It's nice to see you again.
I wish the circumstances were better, believe me.
Kathryn has been talking about staying here in town longer, Father. Expect to see her around Mass. I'm telling you.
Are you really? I'm surprised. Your last showing in New York went so well, you've kind of become a household name. Tell me, have you been working on new material recently?
Well, actually,
God, I can't believe we brought this up.
Mom,
At your own father's party?
Mom, I didn't bring it up.
I think I'll take my leave. But I am interested to hear about your next showing, Kathryn. I know the last one definitely left an impression, but it was inappropriate of me to bring it up in front of your mother. Please, take care, ladies.
What? Mom, what is with that look?
Of all the things my kids could have done, Father Linus has to remember you by that heinous display of blood and gore you so desperately wanted to show off.
Show off. What the hell was that in there? Crying on cue for no reason. You know this has nothing to do with Dad. We've talked about this. It's just art.
It's torture. You'd think we've suffered enough given how your father died. Why are you reminding everyone?
Mom,
To think we are talking about this at the remembrance party. Here I am trying to keep Maxwell's good Catholic name alive in this community, and you've come back for new inspiration. To haunt my house like some Queen of Sheba. Get yourself together, Kathryn Jane. I can't even look at you without this coming up. Might as well make yourself useful while you're here. You need a new subject for your art. Someone you can play around with.
Thought you would have called by now.
Yeah, I thought I would have too. I'm just teasing. I'm surprised to see you here alone.
I like people watching.
What are you drinking?
Just a gin and tonic.
2 whiskey sours, please. So, should I consider it fate that brought us here together? Come on. We have the same bus route. I think I've seen you at the art museum.
Yeah, I work the front desk there.
I've seen you somewhere else, though. I'm sorry.
I'm not a creep, I promise. But you looked familiar. You're an artist, right? You had that showing in Brooklyn a few years ago. Twitter popped off about it.
Yeah, that was me. Permutations in blue and red.
What brings you here, though? It's pretty far from the Big Apple.
I'm a little bit in an artist's slump. I'm staying with my mom for a while I figure stuff out.
I'm not one to pry, but permutation seems like something that cannot be easily replicated.
You could say that.
Well, hey, tonight's a new night. We have finally gotten the chance to speak face to face. Care to dance?
I'm not one to dance. I might just hover here.
Suit yourself. So, are you ever gonna show me anything you're working on?
You always ask that.
Sorry. I blame it on my intellectually curious nature.
I am working on something, but I wanted to wait until the right time.
I understand.
Joan? How long are you going to stay here?
As long as it takes.
You never told me what you do.
Hasn't been that long.
Some would say a month is kind of long.
Some, yeah. I don't really keep track of time like that. I just take life day by day. It's probably some bullshit survivor technique I learned from Isaac, but hey, what can you do?
Why do you call your dad by his first name?
I don't know. Seems less personal that way.
Or it can be extremely personal.
How so?
Like in To Kill a Mockingbird, Scout and Jem call their dad Atticus.
I haven't read that book since high school.
I guess what I'm saying is there is a lot to a name. Names are important. They give value, permanence. They break up liminal space. I struggle to give my subjects names sometimes.
Well, speaking of dads, how come you never told me?
Told you what?
That Permutations was inspired by him? I'm sorry. That was over the line. I just figured since it had so much press online and...
No, it's okay. I mean, I am the one who made the art. I need to talk about it sooner rather than later.
Permutations is beautiful. It's what put you on the map, gave you a name in the art world.
I guess so.
What happened?
My dad had come to visit me in Brooklyn a few years ago, and I was so excited because I hadn't seen him in person since my MFA thesis show, and I always wanted to show him what I was working on. I had multiple projects started, but not one solidified yet. We were at the station taking the train to Queens, where the gallery was. I had some pieces stored there that I wanted to show him. The train was taking fucking forever, so I ran to the restroom while he waited by the tracks. I come back, and I hear screaming. So much screaming, I mean, my God. And I had this horrible feeling in my chest, and I ran back to the platform. I didn't see it happen, but I saw my dad in the tunnel pit. Some people had tried to get him out, but the train came so fast all of a sudden. I couldn't fucking move. I was blinded. My dad looked at me. He needed me. He needed help, and I couldn't move. The train came, carried him 4 blocks to 52nd Street. I don't even know how to describe it.
You don't need to remember.
That's the problem. I can't not remember. Every night, every time there was a loud noise, every time my mom or brother left for a second. Red and white and black. So much red. Chunky red, slippery red, shades of black, congealed with specks of pink, permutations of an intense blackout. Bowels, brains, his stupid pocket watch that somehow survived. Screams, the screams of everyone except my own. In art school, I was obsessed with Impressionism, and I had wanted to be the person to bring back that movement. Shed light again on all those French ideas. Matisse once said, creativity takes courage. And I had thought if I used my art from my trauma, that it would be the bravest thing that I ever did. And then, now what? I can't make anything. All I see is red. Do I need to cut off my ear or something to find a subject?
Kathryn, calm down. Something about cutting off ears? Sound like a real artist now.
I'm sorry, I don't know what's wrong with me. I thought if I left Brooklyn, I would be normal again. Find some good ideas.
Aren't all ideas good ideas in art? You said that you've been working on something, and you have. Permutations was special because that moment was tangible for you. You don't have to keep seeing red or whatever the hell you were going on about to make good art. And I mean good art.
I think, though, maybe I needed to hear that.
At a loss for words.
I've lost all my words.
You're not lost. I'm right here.
Tonk.
I'm right here.
Let me see you.
Kathryn Jane, for God's sake, would you please get up? It's already 5 o'clock. What the devil were you doing last night? I better see you up and ready tonight for Mrs. McCalloway's Friday soiree. I picked up that red dress for you from the cleaners. Put it on.
Oh. Good thing one of us locked the door. Your mother sounds charming. Oh.
Hey. Hey. What time is Kathryn, what the fuck? What the fuck is all of this shit? Answer me! Is this supposed to be me? Because it sure looks like it.
What are you doing in my closet?
Kathryn, please don't tell me that these are yours. I'm all for cakes, but...
What are you doing in my closet?
Let me see your arms. Get the fuck out. Kathryn, show me your arms.
We slept together, didn't we? You saw
Not
my
in
arms.
the fucking dark, Kathryn. You...
What, Joan?
The fuck? Kathryn, what the fuck? What is this?
Joan, just calm down.
Are you making these with blood? Is this what you think of me?
Just...
Is this some kind of, like, sick fetish?
Joan, just let me explain.
You know what? Don't explain. Clearly, you need some help.
Listen, I wanted to tell you.
What? That you've been secretly sketching me for some fantasy snuff film? No, thank you.
Those are nothing. They're just sketches, therapy to get my mind better. Look, I don't know what the hell you want me to say.
Let's just call this for what it is. You are going through something. You need to see somebody about this. I barely even know you. And I don't want to be around you until you know how to deal with this. I don't even know what to call this.
You barely know me. You just slept with me. I told you so much personal shit.
People sleep together, Kathryn. I mean, Jesus, are you really that sheltered? I mean, I really liked you, and I thought since you were going to be here for a while...
I need you.
Kathryn, you barely even know me. The stuff that you made in there, that was some, like, revenge porn or super ego shit. I'm not your therapist, but you need to figure out all that stuff that happened with your dad. I can't replace him. I can't just lay my body out for you to take that image out of your mind.
I don't want you to do that either. It's not what you think it is. I like you, Joan. A lot. Do you know how long it's been since I've said that to anyone?
It's just too much for me. There's something missing. We aren't on the same page. Fuck, I don't know. But I'm not comfortable with this. And I'm not comfortable with my body being portrayed like that. I know you're an artist, but that shit was scary.
I don't know what else to make. That's all I know.
Well, you need to figure that out by yourself.
So this one seems to be popular.
I'm so happy you made it. Why didn't you call me?
I did, about 10 times. Figured you were caught up with a lot of that publicity.
Ah, shit, I'm so sorry. I mean, the whole thing barely came together. It was literally last minute. I was down to the month, barely had anything, let alone I had to bring it up here in time.
Yeah, you were cutting it close there. But honestly, I am glad to see you back in Brooklyn. And it gave me an excuse to get out home for a little bit.
So yeah, is Mom here with you?
She couldn't make it. Besides, she's been pretty preoccupied too. You know the accident down at the train tracks? The ladies who lunched decided to oversee some whole memorial for the girl that died there.
Why would Mom get involved? She didn't know her.
Well, no, apparently nobody did. Nobody claimed her as a dependent. No license, no witness reports. It was like she was already a ghost, poor girl. She was so scattered on those tracks. Police could barely compile a composite sketch.
So nobody noticed that she was gone? Nobody?
I mean, my guess is no. For all I know, everyone might have imagined it. Maybe she is some kind of ghost.
Maybe.
Well, hey, could be interesting for a subject, though. Try and discover more about her, see who she really was, solve this mystery. Although I doubt she would appreciate your style. Your style is very surreal, very Goya, right? Who is this girl, anyway?
She doesn't have a name.